Tom Jacobs, TomJackobs.com, and we have Ben Davis here from the United Kingdom speaking to us about marketing. Ben, welcome to Austin, Texas. We're actually in Austin, Texas right now, but Ben, welcome to Austin.
Thank you.
Welcome to Texas. First time here?
Correct. Yeah.
Great.
First time. Loving the weather.
So I wanted to talk to you about marketing because a lot of people struggle with getting leads. And then on our next segment, we'll be talking about how to keep the clients once you get them. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how to attract the proper kinds of leads?
Sure. So I'll give you a case study and everyone watching, and I'll give you a website in a second to go check out. But I have a friend who is an osteopath, and he has a clinic, and it would fluctuate in income every month because what would happen is someone would come in for a treatment, he'd fix them, and then he'd never see them again. So he'd always consistently be on a treadmill trying to attract new clients, and it would be anyone with an injury. Now, if you've got an injury, if I've got an injury, there's multiple options in the marketplace to go and get that injury fixed. You can go get a massage, physio, chiropractor, osteopath, doctor, some Czech practitioners. You know, there's lots of different options to go and get fixed. So where he lived in his town, there was a number of options to people to go get fixed. So what we wanted to do was basically niche down and really get specific on who his target market is and go after them aggressively. So what we did, I just asked him, who do you really like treating? And he said, I really like treating babies, newborn babies, and I've learned a lot. I just had a baby myself, but I learned a lot from him. Basically, when someone gives birth, when a lady gives birth,
right.
The baby goes through a lot of trauma, and to make the baby more relaxed, it's baby massage basically. It's called cranial osteopathy. So that's what he was selling. But his target market were new mums and dads. So what we did was we created a landing page. We gave away a free infographic. And basically the goal of that funnel is to upsell them to come and see him face to face for 30 minutes, £60, and he treats the baby and gets amazing results. And then from that, he then resells the baby to come in again, sometimes up to 4 or 5 times. Plus he then sells the parents to come in again, because especially the mum who's also been through, I wouldn't say a trauma, but has given birth, which is,
Have you ever given birth?
I haven't, but it's quite major.
Yeah.
So
I'd say it's
they've got things out of line in their spine, so he gets them in, and then he also sells the dad for massage. It's quite a stressful time having a baby, so he sells massage, and then he sells supplements on top of that. So he's gone from trying to service everyone and his income fluctuating to just serving one niche, which is newborn babies. But from that, multiple ripples in the ocean have occurred, and his clinic is now buzzing. He is the go-to expert in his town and even city. He's got literally back-to-back appointments of 30 minutes, people paying him £60 a time. He's making more money, he's busy, and he needs to get more osteopaths underneath him, but it's heading in the right direction.
Great. So let's step back to the kind of the first step there then.
Yeah.
So he had to figure out who exactly he's going after. So how would just an average person, sole proprietor, having their own business, maybe 1 or 2 clients, kind of figure out, or 1 or 2 employees that they're working with, how would they figure out who they are ultimately serving?
Yeah, good question. So there's a famous saying, if you try and help everyone, you end up helping no one. So it all comes down to really niching on who you want to go after and what you enjoy doing. And also what's most profitable for your business. You've got to take that into account as well, because you're not a charity. You want to make sure that you're making money from the people that you're servicing. So for instance, let's just take a hair salon, for instance. If you own the hair salon and you've got staff in that salon, which most hair salons do, you want to make sure that you've got a certain number of people in that salon who are stylists, who only do high-end haircuts and hair treatments, and then you market those people to the marketplace. So you position yourself a little bit differently from your competitors, which in the hair industry there's hundreds of competitors in the city. So the way that you do that is through targeting your marketing specific to that clientele that's looking for high-end be it haircuts, blow dries, color, yeah. And going after those, and then servicing those clients, then getting success stories, testimonials, and then it just spirals from that. But if you say you owned a hair salon and you just did haircuts for everyone, you know, you're going to find empty chairs in your salon. But if you try and niche and be specific, and you could do the opposite, you could go for, say, high-end boutique children's hair salon, and go after that market, which basically you're targeting the parents, because children are not going to read marketing for a hair salon, but you're going to be targeting the parents, and that's another niche market that you could go after and be the known go-to hair salon that treats children for you know, haircuts and other stuff.
All right. So basically you could go after just men, men and wealthy men, or men that are interested in sports. We have a chain here in the US called Sport Clips, and so it's a whole sports theme. They have televisions that show all the games on Sunday and all that. So it's very niche to the men that enjoy sports.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's great. So once we understand who we're going after, then what do we need to understand?
We need to run some targeted marketing to that demographic to go find them. And the easiest, cheapest way to do that is Facebook. Not every niche is on Facebook. You know, my parents aren't on Facebook, for instance. But you know, if your niche is, then 100% you should go after that age and that type of person.
Perfect. So then what's the type of messaging that we might need to approach with it?
Yeah, so go back to my friend who's the osteo, treats babies. So previously, what he would do was, and what every chiropractor, physio, osteopath does is, do you have a bad back, question mark? You know, are you in pain, question mark? Do you have sciatica, question mark? And the problem is that it's asking a question, the answer is most probably yes, but it's not really sort of delving deep enough. So what we could have done with my friend, who's the osteopath, is said, is your baby in pain? Well, a newborn baby can't communicate. A mum and dad don't know if the baby's in pain. So you know, they're not experts. It's maybe their first baby and unsure of what's going on, and they're scared. But what we did instead was we reversed it and said, do you want more sleep, question mark? And we're targeting the mums. And the reason being that we went after that message, which is all important, is because a newborn baby, they wake up through the night because they have to feed, you know, every 3 to 4 hours. But there's some babies that literally feed and then they don't go back to sleep, or they are crying, screaming the house down. And the reason is because I won't get into the science of it. I'm not an osteopath, but from what I understand is that the baby's in pain, so that's why they're crying. That's why they're awake. A newborn baby should be sleeping, you know, 18 plus hours a day, maybe a little bit less. But what I'm getting back to is that we targeted the mums with a message that says, I'm trying to remember it clearly, you know, want more sleep, question mark, because if your baby isn't sleeping, guess what? You're not going to sleep either. So as soon as we changed that messaging, it just exploded.
So it's what he's selling is sleep now.
Basically, he's not selling injury treatments. He's not selling, I'm going to get you out of pain, boring marketing. Every chiropractor, osteopath does it. He's selling sleep. Previously, what he was selling was what every osteopath, chiropractor, physiotherapist, massage therapist sell. And that is, you know, all their marketing says is, do you have a bad back, question mark? Do you have sciatica, question mark? Well, majority of the population don't even know what sciatica is. You know, it's talking in a medical term. So that's what his marketing was like. So basically what we did is we twisted it a little bit, and we drilled down, and basically the reason he's treating a baby is to get the baby out of pain. So all these new mums and dads were having a baby. A lot of them were first-time parents, and their babies are screaming, they're crying, and they would feed them, and they'd try and put them down to sleep, and they'd still scream. And the reason they're screaming is because they're in pain, because they probably had a traumatic birth. So what it got down to, when we sort of peeled the layers of what he's actually selling, he's selling sleep to the mum and dad. So what we did was we positioned it as do you want more sleep, because every parent wants more sleep. And obviously newborn babies wake up every 3 to 4 hours for a feed anyway. But as soon as you feed them, ideally you want them to be winded and they go back to sleep so you can sleep as well. But there are parents who are up every waking hour and night, just trying to cuddle and calm their baby. So what we're really doing is selling sleep. And as soon as we did that, then that's when everything just exploded and suddenly the phones were off the hook, getting inquiries, getting leads, opt-ins for his list. And so that's turned into sales as well.
So a lot of people, entrepreneurs, fear niching down and getting that granular with it. But from what it sounds like, that is exactly what entrepreneurs need to do, because if they aren't talking to somebody specific, they're not talking to anyone.
Yeah, so previously he used to publish a newsletter, and that newsletter would go to his whole database, and in that newsletter was always about how to have better posture, and things like that osteopaths and physios speak about. So what we've done is we've niched down, and now we just directly talk to mums. And we talk about all different subjects: nutrition, breastfeeding, posture for the mum, baby's health, gut health, and they're responding. They feel part of something. There's a community. So going back to your original question, should you niche? The answer is yes, because you can't be everything to everyone. Go to www.happybabyexpert.com, view his landing page. I'd encourage you to opt in to his funnel to see how it works. And basically, previously what he would do is he'd run an advert in the local press, he would do Facebook ads, he would do public speaking, he would do B&I, he would be featured in the press, and what he would do is just tell them to go to his main website. But now we're niching down to his target market, telling them to go to a specific landing page for a free gift, and that free gift is an infographic which explains why your baby may be crying. So people enter their details into that landing page. They are then immediately upsold to buy a book on how to help your baby, and we get a massive churn of clients who do that. And then from that, they're upsold to go and see him one-to-one for treatment. So I just want to go around the psychology of that. Is what we're doing is we're targeting new mums on Facebook, which you can do. And these new mums don't know about this man who's the osteopath. And they don't really know about cranial osteopathy because it's not in the UK authorized by the hospitals. It's sort of, some people view it as like a woo-woo sort of medicine, but it's not, it's all legit. But there's a lot of skeptical people out there about, does it actually work? So if he was just to ask you, say, hey Tom, give me £60 and I'll treat your baby, there's going to be some warning lights come on, like, oh, is this the real deal? Is he just trying to scam me? So what we do is we give away a free infographic. We then upsell them to buy a book for like £7, and this builds confidence. They go into a nurture sequence and get a number of emails and blog posts from us. That builds the relationship with the mum, and then we make them an offer to come and see us one-to-one for £60, and that's for a 30-minute treatment. They come in. They are then upsold to buy more treatments, and then to buy treatments for themselves, buy supplements, and and that's how that's how this clinic has turned around and how we're making more money.
Thank you for joining us for TomJackobs.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right below. And if you want to get in contact with me and schedule a strategy session or what have you, just all that information is below if you're watching this on YouTube. Or you could send me an email. All that info is below. Look forward to chatting with you soon. Thank you.